Hi everyone, I hope you've had a good weekend. I thought it was about time I did another video, so here it is. I have come to the realization that there is probably just one thing that holds everybody back. And it's so subtle that most people miss it. But once you really get this, your whole life can be turned around fairly quickly, actually. And that is that we are all run and governed by our emotions. What do I mean by that? So, our emotions run the show. And what I mean by this is that whether or not there's something you should be doing and you always end up not doing it, or whether it's something that you really don't want to do anymore, but you end up finding yourself doing it again and again. It's always your emotions that are causing this to happen for you. I'll give you an example. So, for example, you want to give up smoking, and I help people give up smoking quite frequently. And before I even start to work with them, I want to know how badly they want this. They actually have to convince me that they really want this, because I know that if they don't want this enough, their feelings are going to win every single time. So I will ask them, out of 10 being the most, how badly do you want this? And if they're not a 9 or at least an 8.5, I won't work with them. Because the way your feelings work is that they are like salesmen. It's like that other emotional part of your brain, and there's a little voice that represents that part of your brain, and it says, go on, it'll make you feel better. Or if you should be going, like maybe going to the gym or something like that, it'll be like, yeah, it's nice and warm in this bed, or let's do it tomorrow, you've had a really busy day. Or whether it's maybe you find yourself binging on chocolate or cakes or something like that, it's like, we'll start the diet tomorrow, I've had a really difficult day, I'm going to reward myself, right? And it's all about your emotions. But here's the thing. You don't have to listen to that voice. You don't have to do that. But you have to be really clear about why you're doing what you're doing, as in why you want better for yourself. You don't want to you need to know what's driving you. Like, again, if someone says they really want to give up smoking, before we even get into the session, I'm asking them, what is it that's driving them? What is it about this that they want it so badly? Because once you really get what it is that you're doing it for, what is your motivation, then that's what you're going to use to drive you over the line. But there's something even more important than that, and that is that you don't give that little voice in your head time to convince you or talk you out of it or talk you into it. So, you know, I have in the past said to people, there's techniques that you can use. There's like the 5-second rule where you count down from 5 and then you just do it anyway. But you know what? Like, it doesn't even have to be that kind of complicated. I think the reason that came about was because it was quite catchy. There was a system to it. But when it comes down to it, you just got to do it. Like, if you're struggling to get out of bed, then you've waited too long. Like, as soon as the alarm goes off, get up. You know, if you should be going to the gym, don't think about it. Don't stop and say, yeah, do I feel like it? Because you're never going to feel like it. You're never going to want to do it. But as all of us know, when you come out the other side of it, you feel great. You're so glad that you did it. Whether it's meditating, you think, oh, I can't be arsed. It takes time to sit down and do all that. But you feel great when you actually sit down and go through it. And when it comes to like food and stuff like that you shouldn't be eating, you just need to just not do that. And I know it sounds obvious, but replace it. And again, with the smoking thing, when I'm doing a smoking session with someone, it's about really getting it straight in their heads what they're going to be doing instead. It's not about the smoking. The problem is not smoking. It's what is it that the smoking is giving you? What does it make you feel? What is that thing what's the payoff? And once you're clear about what the payoff is, you can still have the payoff. You just find another way of getting to it. So you need to substitute the undesirable behavior with something that's going to make you feel the same but isn't unhealthy. So get very clear about what it is you're doing this for. Just then in the moment doing, and then be, what's motivating you? You need to then know what you're going to be doing instead. Whether that's, people often say with eating, it's the treat thing, or it's with the smoking, sometimes they say it's a treat thing, or with the smoking, they often say it's my quiet time, or it relaxes me, which is nonsense because smoking's a stimulant, but they've learned that over the years. So it's just the deep breaths that they're taking calms them down, and also they're getting a hit, which then, anyway, we're not going to get into that. But the point is, what is it that's going to give you the same relaxing feeling, or the same my personal time, my relaxation time, or my reward, my treat, that is going to not make you feel bad about yourself afterwards? Because that little voice isn't going to shut up in your head. So you need to beat it to it, and you need to find something that calms it down, and it thinks, well, it's not what I wanted, but actually you can reprogram that. You can, after a while, if you do something long enough, at least 21 days, then the system's updated, it's changed. You've got a new thing, a new habit. So get clear about what it is you want. Then what is it that's, that thing's giving you that you don't want to do anymore. And then it's just doing it. It's not giving yourself time to think, you just get on with it. You become a doer. And what happens when you become a doer is it builds your confidence. There's only difference between two kinds of people, the ones that succeed and that are successful, and the ones that are just always stuck in those vicious cycles of feeling bad about themselves because they're either not doing what they should be doing or doing something that they shouldn't be doing, is the fact that the people that succeed are the ones that have that discipline, because they're so clear about why they want it, and they just do it. They don't care about what their feelings have got to say about it. They just do it anyway. And if you start doing that, you're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to basically get healthy, or you're going to stop doing whatever it is that you don't want to do. And it's so empowering. It's not as difficult as you think. It's just a question of doing it. So I hope that's been helpful. Have a great week.